The red light is officially on in the booth, and the Monster Energy Cup cars get ready to boogie for it all here in the Simulation Stock Car Association. Tonight, the championship battle rages on while Andrew Farnyards looks to continue his dominance early on in this season. The last time we were with you at Richmond, David Washington proved he could show a little dominance of his own, rolling to the win at Richmond under a green-white checker. What does this race have in store for us today? Well, sit down, tune in, and get ready to go racing. From the Diamond State, hello, and welcome to another GSRC broadcast as we count down to green for the AdPro 360 Cup Series tonight from Dover International Speedway. Way up in the press box, bringing you all of the action is yours truly, Sean Ambrose, joined by my good friend Tanner Sharp. In a director's chair is the hardest working man in sim racing, broadcasting Mr. Joe Peak, armed with cameras located, aimed, and zoomed by our good camera guru, Dougie Beard. Now, as cyberspace flows into your place over these next few streaming-worthy minutes, we will talk to you here about all the storylines and all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the 100 miles of simulated NASCAR Cup racing that will immediately follow. Tanner, 1 mile of concrete, high speeds. What could possibly go wrong? Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Monster Mile?
Oh, that's a funny statement, Sean. But before I talk about the track, let me remind our viewers that this race is sponsored by Dirty Air Studios and is an iRacing media production company. They provide the top-of-the-line professional videos / graphics / pictures and paints for all the things sim racing related. Visit them at facebook.com/Dirty Air Studios. Now, they don't call it the Monster Mile for nothing, and not just because there's a 46-foot tall muscle-bound statue outside the gates named Mile the Monster. This track, most notably as a NASCAR destination since its opening in 1969, the Monster Mile has held at least 2 NASCAR races every single season. The original asphalt surface was replaced with concrete in 1995. This is a 1 mile racetrack and has corners banked at 24 degrees of banking, and the straightaways are 9 degrees of banking, and so that means you're just never even on this racetrack. And it tends to make them self-cleaning in regard to spinning and crashing the race cars almost every direction. But to get an idea what it's like, how to get around this little of a roller coaster, let's take a lap around Dover.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel. I'm Brian Yazik. This is Dover International Speedway and this is the GSRC Chevrolet SS. So, without further ado, here we go. Coming out of turn 4 for your hot lap. Get it right up close to that wall. Don't touch it though. Nullify your lap. Down into the very steep bankings of Dover. Letting it float to the bottom. Picking up the gas about halfway. And then finally back up to full throttle as you exit the corner. Turn 3 going to be right about the same. Looking to find that bottom. Let the car set. Roll in. Half on the throttle. 3/4. And then finally full throttle as you come rocketing out of the corner there. As the run progresses, you might see guys kind of take a different arcing line through here. So 1 and 2, just kind of letting it float just a hair up in there into the middle. Back down, back onto the gas, and out of the corner. Going into turn 3, same situation. Let it float up here in the middle. Really kind of actually helps save tire. Back down to the bottom, out of turn 4, and that's going to complete your track guide around the Dover International Speedway. I'm Brian Yazik. Enjoy the show.
All right, and that was a couple laps here around Dover International Speedway. Now, before we get to the standing details, let's check in on qualifying. Actually, nobody out on track right now. It looks like just about all the drivers have gotten in their laps. There are a couple. Stephen Llewellyn, William Locklear have not taken laps yet. But currently here, Tanner, Dylan Jones occupies the pole position with a 22.926. That is a blazing fast lap. Was watching the practice here before the race, and The fast times were actually down in the 23s, but nobody eclipsed the 22. So the qualifying set here seems to be a little bit quicker.
A little quicker indeed, and Dylan Jones is actually about 10th place for his practice time with a 23.2, but 22.9, so definitely a little bit of a fall off here. I just wonder if the track temperature has changed in the time during practice to qualifying, so that could be very interesting as the race goes on here tonight. So the highest qualification time was a 22.9. Top three drivers were actually 22.9s. Everybody else is either low 23s, so very, very close qualification times here this evening.
I'll tell you what, let's take an opportunity to look at the weather for today. It's mostly cloudy out there. It's not a bad day, actually. It's only 80 degrees outside. 75 degrees outside, 86 degrees on track. Sure to go up some here over the course of the race, but altogether not that bad. Now, 58% humidity, that's probably about average a typical day in Dover, but I expect the temperature not to be a factor so much as the tires. And I talked to a few of the drivers before the race here, Tanner, and they are concerned about the tires. But let's go ahead and award the pole award now, since it looks like just about everybody's come in. We'll get that out of the way here. Our pole winner this week is going to be Dylan Jones in the number 16 Ford Fusion. And he is your round 7 winner. For every 2 poles, a driver earns $5, and the driver with the most poles at the end of the season earns $20. Courtesy of SimSpeedShop.com, a great place to order custom button boxes as well as buy and sell used equipment. For more information, go to SimSpeedShop.com. Now, let's go ahead and roll on to the points here, since we've still got a few minutes before we actually start lining them up here at Dover. We'll look at the driver standings now. We've got 4 drivers locked in with wins right now. Note that William Roberts Jr., he's 75 points below the cut line, but the win gets him in. And with only 31 drivers racing for points, there is a good chance Roberts will remain inside that top 30 to qualify for the playoff. Now, Farnyards, of course, leads all regular season points right now. Alan Elwood there in 3rd, but no win yet. So he also does have a playoff point, though. Now, Josh Bonwell moves above the cut line, and Jesse Abraham and William Locklear close to getting above the cut line. And that's how we're looking right now in the driver standings here in the AdPro 360 Cup Series. And Tanner, why don't you go ahead and run through the details for everyone this evening?
Yeah, absolutely. This is round 6 out of 17 of the regular season races. There is a 7 races playoffs in this series. The setups are fixed with the 80% fuel load. They are limited on tire sets, folks. Each team has been given 5 sets of tires, so that's going to be very interesting, especially with the drivers worried about tires. So with obviously 4 tires starting on the car, and then you'll have more weight down to the pits. If you cause 2 incidents on the racetrack this evening, it's going to get you disqualified. The race officials will disqualify you if you cause 2 incidents out there on the track. And of course, in this series, actually in this league, there is a green-white checker. Nope, iRacing doesn't have it. This league has it. If the race finishes under yellow, the top 10 drivers will have a 1 attempt for a green-white checker, going after the pace car pulls off from the victory lap.
And Tanner, so far so good with the green-white checker. We've had a few of them, and you know what? It seems like they've figured it out. It hasn't presented much trouble, other than we've not been able to give you an official graphic overlay at the end of it. Every time we've come back from break, they seem to have had it sorted out, and I haven't seen or heard anyone really complain about the system they've got in place. So, again, so far so good. I think it's been a bit of a minor victory here for the AdPro 360 series.
Yeah, absolutely. And those green-white checkers they're really tough to do because you got to worry about other drivers that are in that mix, that top 10 low drivers that are behind you there. And I tell you what, they're just not an easy thing to overcome. And it just adds more excitement to the race. I honestly wish iRacing would implement a green-white checkered system, quite frankly, but that's just me speaking as a race fan, not a driver.
Well, listen, it'll all be here soon, I'm sure. So we'll look forward to that maybe sometime in the future. Speaking of iRacing, though, and announcements, and certainly not relatable to this race exactly, but Belle Isle, the street circuit there from Detroit, or Penske Park, as some may call it, soon to make its way to iRacing. I don't know if you'd seen that update this week.
I actually just seen it earlier today when I logged on iRacing, so that's very exciting news. iRacing's working on a lot of content lately. I think this is the most content I've heard or seen iRacing really work on ever since they announced Dirt. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, Sean, but that's just a one man's opinion.
Well, I think one of the cool things is that I've never seen a Cup car at Belle Isle, but I have seen the Trans Am Series run there, and that's probably about the closest thing to a Cup car you would see on a track like that. Hard track to pass on, but it's sure to bring a lot of excitement to people who've been yearning for more street circuits here in iRacing. So who knows, maybe one day Monaco. We could all only hope. So anyway, now back to the racing here tonight at Dover International Speedway. Tanner, obviously, I don't think fuel is going to be the bigger strategy tonight. Honestly, I think it's going to be the tires, and when you take them, how, as a driver, how do you try and play that? I mean, do you attack early out of the gate, or do you really let the race come to you and kind of see how things develop until that very, very last pit stop, maybe?
Usually, if I'm in a situation to where the tires mean more than just yourself racing against all drivers, especially if it's going to be a big factor on a long run, I'd start taking care of the tires right off the bat, because tonight is only 150 laps. There will be no reason for me to be battling right off the bat, and burn off my tires in the early stages of the race. And yes, there is stages, which Sean is going to get to in a minute. But, just take care of your tires and just let the race come to you, and just keep learning. If you're starting mid-pack, just keep learning the race and understand how the tires really get. And see, if you get the cautions right, man, you can probably come and play some tire strategy and sometimes go for track position, because sometimes track position means a little more than the tires. But I think tonight, the tires are going to mean a little more than just the track position.
Well, and let's look at that race analysis now here before we go to our grid. Tonight, 150 laps on this 1 mile track, 40 laps in the first stage, 40 laps in the second stage. Final stage going to be 70 laps. Folks, they're going to be lucky to make it to 40 laps on the set of tires that they have. Unfortunately, we may see a caution before that. It's going to be the strategy is going to be a little varied tonight. You may see some guys try to extend their fuel all the way out to a full run, but when you get into that final stage, but boy, it's really, really going to take its toll on these cars. If you see many drivers trying to do that, I don't know if everybody is really built to handle that kind of run. Let's go to the grid now, though, as qualifying has officially ended. We could go ahead and post up here and let you know where everybody's at. And on the front row, Dylan Jones, our pole sitter tonight with that 22.927. Mark Wilsey going to start second, Tanner.
Yeah, Ryan Hill's going to start in third. He'll be starting side by side with fourth place starting guy, Kyle Kamer.
All right, row 3, Ken Richardson and Andrew Farnyards, our championship points leader.
Gary Sexton's going to start 7th, and Alan Elwood, hoping for a good day today, will start in 8th.
I think Gary is packing the wheel up. As soon as the race is over this evening, I hear he's moving. So row 5, Ethan Moore starts 9th. Eric Stanford 10th.
Outside the top 10 and 11 starting spot, Judd Danielson, and in 12th, Gerald Campbell.
All right, and now we go on to the next row here, and there we go. David Washington, our winner last week, Richard Regan, will start 14th.
15th place, Mark Clewell, and Andrew Payne will start 16th.
Row 9, Jesse Abraham and Joe Johnson will start 18th tonight.
Ray Richard will start 19th, and rounding out the top 20, Robert McFarland.
All right, and not a very deep field tonight, but a good one. And at 21st, we've got Michael Snow, Snow Motorsports. Stephen Llewellyn did not take a qualifying time, and William Locklear, they're starting in 23rd. So we've got 23 cars this evening. All the manufacturers represented, Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota. And as the pace car gets ready here to lead him out of the pit lane. Tanner, who do you like tonight?
Looking through qualification and practice, whenever I'm asked of who's going to win the race, and I also do this on any kind of NASCAR fantasy, I always look at the speed charts, the practice speed charts, and the qualification charts. I am going to go with the 88 this evening of Adam Farnyard. Yeah, I know, he's, 6th, but he's still in the top 10. He'll be fast. He'll be there by the end of the day.
You know what, Tanner? I think it's a good pick. I think it's a solid pick. I think a lot of people might agree with you, but I don't think I do tonight. I think I like what Dylan Jones did here in qualifying. I think he's tapped into something. He's been awful fast this season, but he's always seemed to start a little bit further in the pack. Tonight he's dialed in. Let me take a look at the blue oval there, Dylan Jones, and see what that Ford can do tonight here at Dover. So there we go. Everybody pulling out now. The Ford Mustang pace car, bringing him around.
Only one pace lap here, so they're going to be going green this time by.
Yeah, and it's going to be wild and it's going to be frantic because they're all going to be looking for the grip down into that race into turn one, and none of them are really going to have it. So the cars will probably be sliding all over the place. Someone said it's like driving on a warm ice cube with 900 horses under your foot.
It's a roller coaster of a race. There's no doubt about it.
Let's see how Dylan gets him started here. The pace car is off. It's all up to Dylan now. Here we go. Dylan really slow here out of the turn. In fact, he's really stacking it up. The green flag's out. Now Dylan Jones finally gets on the hammer. He almost seems like he fell asleep on that start. But Jones gets down into turn one first. Mark Wilsey on his outside. Wilsey moving backwards, bringing Ryan Hill with him up, down, through the bottom there. Just behind them, already battling Kyle Cameron, Andrew Farnyards. Farnyards dropping to the bottom. Farnyards with a nice start there. Here comes the 10 of Ken Richardson. Nothing for him. Kyle Cameron shuts the door on him side to side. Behind them, you've got Alan Elwood and Gary Sexton door to door already. Up front, the 55 already under threat here from Mark Wilsey. But Dylan Jones has gotten quite a break here, Tanner.
He definitely was. He was very cautious on the start of the race. He's pulled a little bit of a gap. The reason why is probably he was being a little more cautious of the wheel spin. Right now, already pulling a 7/10 of a gap on Ryan Hill. And from Ryan Hill on back, they're practically nose to tail, really close to each other's bumpers. Here comes Wilsey looking towards the inside on Hill, down into the 24 degrees of banking up turns 3 and 4. Hill versus Wilsey. And it looks like Wilsey's going to get second place right on back. Hill's going to lose 2 spots from Wilsey and Barnyards.
Up the track does not look like where you want to be right now. Everybody that's gone up there is falling back. Speaking of falling back, it's the 5 of Alan Elwood trying to get back into this thing. He finds himself side by side.
Oh, almost trouble on the back. There was a car who got really loose coming off the corner.
David Washington. Yeah. We've already got a car in the pit. Ray Richer coming down pit road now. I didn't see what happened. If maybe he got out of shape. Maybe he's still got the qualifying fuel and not sure.
Washington doing an excellent job recovering from that. But yeah, there's Barnyards is already up to second place. He's passed Wilsey, and he's got a little bit of a clean air to work with here because there is a gap between himself and Jones. Barnyards already showing them strong, that car being strong in the early stages of this race. Yes, Jones too, and there's our picks there, Sean.
Yeah, we're already competing. How about that, huh? Just behind them, though, man, we still got some really good battling going on here. Kyle Cameron, Ken Richardson having their own little fight, and Richardson right now trying to fend off Alan Elwood, who's trying to recover from losing a couple spots, and so far so good. He's actually picked one back up. Sexton falling in right behind him in the dirty air. Toyota there, the number 13. Boy, but it really didn't take him long to go line to stern around this track like you had mentioned there just a moment ago, Tanner.
Absolutely. It looks like it's a tight little pack right there. Sometimes the car can push tight when you're behind somebody like that. And there goes the number 10 thinking about the inside. That's Ken Richardson thinking about going to the inside on Kyle Kamer in the 8. Actually backed off on the entrance of turn number 1. Right now he's getting really tight. Yeah, getting really tight off of turn number 2. Turn 2 and turn 4 are probably one of the most dangerous parts of the racetrack, especially turn 2, because you're really washing out to the outside wall. And again, as we stated at the top of the show, you're just never even on this racetrack. Here goes Elwood on Richardson.
Yeah, and Richardson's car really looks a little loose in that middle groove there. Elwood trying to get by him. Sexton going to ride along just behind. Oh, and there's the 98 of David Washington comes into the picture. Woo! He had a tremendous run going and had to back out of it so he didn't run over Gary.
Still working on Gary Sexton. This is probably the biggest battle on the racetrack between these 4 drivers. Richardson, Elwood, Sexton, and Washington. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, respectively. And, almost hitting the wall back there. That was Washington. Excuse me, Sexton.
Well, Washington's car, though, is all over the road right now. That car really, really loose. And here comes Elwood. Elwood still trying to get this move done here down on the bottom. Trying to get the best of Richardson. Finally going to clear Richardson. Now Gary Sexton's down there below Richardson. But Elwood finally gets away from that.
Washington Sexton. Caution is out.
That is our first caution. And boy, Washington got a run on Sexton there and just clips the rear bumper, the left side of that rear bumper. Yep. Ever so slightly, or the right side of the rear bumper there it was. You'll see it right here on the replay. There's the 98 of David Washington, Gary Sexton in that 13, and he's just going to get a little bit of the bumper there that turns him around. Ethan Moore gets caught up in that. Several cars get caught behind that and bring out some early damage here.
Richard Regan Jr., the innocent bystander, riding behind that pack right there, actually got some front nose damage from that. That could have been a lot worse, though.
Yes, it could have. Now, we actually got a decent run in there. It was 11 laps on that run here to start the race. And, well, it's early. Your leaders, I expect, stay out of this. If you've got damage, you come on in. David Washington heads in for repair. Richard Regan, Ethan Moore, Andrew Payne, Judd Danielson, Jesse Abraham, Joe Johnson, all looking for the security of pit road right now. William Locklear, Gary Sexton also down. So half the field making their way to pit road already.
Yeah, and some of those drivers within that half of the field have damage due to that incident, but some don't. So this is going to be very interesting to see, what kind of a difference is 12 laps of tires, really. I mean,
well, do you be careful and leave the tires on the car while you get the damage repaired?
Yeah, you could. I think I'm seeing everybody take a tire.
All right, well, that'll be a gamble they'll have to live with if there's still, hey, listen, if this race turns into a caution fest, and certainly I don't think it will, but if it did and you had a lot of cars with damage, boy, I'd sure wished I had a set of tires there for the last run. Could be the difference between a top 10 and a top 15.
Could be.
Well, Dylan Jones, certainly no doubt about his speed here at Dover. He got off to a great start in the Chef Andy Ford Fusion, and now he's got Andrew Farniar's to deal with. He's going to be on his outside to restart this, Tanner. These two are already going to get their chance at a battle early on in this race.
Yeah, that was a shame, too, because Jones had a good lead gap, at least 0.8 of a second, and Farniar's wasn't really gaining on Jones, but that caution's now going to bring Farniar's right up to him, and they might be battling for the lead before we say something about it.
All right, well, let's see. Who else moved up through the field? Mark Clewell got a great start. He moved up 6 spots, finds himself in 9th right now. Another driver up through the field, Robert McFarland, coming from deep in the back, actually started 20th. He's now into 11th, so he'll get a chance to restart on the inside here, maybe make up a couple more spots off the start. Sexton, one of those guys that's lost a lot, though, finds himself deep in the field now, 17th, after having to come down and get a little bit of repair done on that car. Gary, obviously, taking some damage with that incident, and he's going to have to ride with that for the rest of this race. Not a corner on that car, unfortunately, that's left untouched. He's got some front end damage and rear end damage on the machine. The roof is clean. Yes. Hashtag the roof is clean.
Richard Regan looks pretty good as well. Not there's damage, but I don't know if it's going to be serious enough for him to lose horsepower. But he should be able to get back in this race.
All right, here we go up front. Everybody side by side, ready to go. The lights are out on the pace car, and we're ready to do this here, Tanner. I'm ready. You ready, buddy?
I'm ready. Two things I'm going to watch for. Barnyard's going after Jones. How strong will Andrew Payne be? Because he's the first driver on 4 fresh tires with a clean Ford. He's back there in 12th position. So I'm just curious on the race lead and how well what the tire difference is, because this is a good test right here, right now.
Well, Dylan Jones really stacked him up on the start of this race here. It was really slow to get going. Will he do the same thing here on the restart? My guess is he may not. You may see him take off pretty quick here with Farnyard sitting on his outside. I don't know. We'll see here. The pace car is in, just peels off. And there he goes. Yes, I was right. Dylan Jones gets on the hammer quick, spins the tires.
Yeah.
Ooh, he got away with it, too. Just behind them, though, boy, Willsey, Brian Hill get off to quite a start. Looks like Willsey's going to get the best of it here early. And the 55 stuck up top.
Man, oh man, that restart hurt Kyle Kamer. He had a very poor restart, spun the tires drastically. He's in the back of the pack a little bit now.
Yeah, man, this is such an easy track to spin the tires on here. This concrete surface and the banking and where you restart, it can be pretty tricky. Wasn't tricky for Willsey, though. Willsey get a really nice break, leaves everyone fighting behind him. Ryan Hill, Alan Elwood side by side now.
Elwood. I tell you what, Payne on fresh tires, 4 fresh tires, is already up to 7. He's on a roller coaster of a ride right here. He's already going after the number 19, Eric Stanford. Definitely called it right there with the tires.
He certainly is. He's moving forward. Look how he got some really nice forward bite there. Gets under the footbridge really quick. Watch out, Andrew Payne. Here he comes, folks.
Going to be going after Ryan Hill. Oh, pass for the lead.
Yeah.
Barnyard's on the bottom. And Jones not giving it up, but he may have to right here because he's way high above the racetrack. Barnyard's new race leader. First lead change of the evening.
And it opened a door there for Willsey almost. Willsey, I thought Willsey was going to try and take it underneath. Already, Dylan Jones fighting back, gets to the rear bumper there of Andrew Farnyards and then backs off, stalls out the run. Good battle already up front. Did not take Farnyards long to take that lead.
And Andrew Payne's already working Ryan Hill, almost making contact with the left rear quarter panel of Hill. Payne moving up to the top 5 in 5th, just in a couple laps on this restart. Wow, he's on. Yeah. He's smoking. I mean, tell you what.
He definitely is. Now, none of the other drivers that took tires are coming with him. It's just him. That's it.
The other 4-tire driver that's the highest is Richard Regan Jr. in 11th. So, I mean, that's huge. And right now, Andrew Payne, he's liking this. And I tell you what, he's licking his chops for that stage win.
Oh, Andrew.
We got trouble.
Yeah, Dylan Jones was really loose off. Coming out of turn 2, he slapped the wall, blew a few sparks out of it. Farnyards is just as cool as the other side of the pillow right now as he gets into turn 1.
Yeah, Payne's got the target acquired on Elwood here. He thought he was going to make a move down on the back straightaway. Right now he's trying to really tuck up close to that back bumper of Elwood. Really know where to go at this point. Ooh, almost ran in the back of Elwood.
Oh, and he got a little loose there.
Man. Tell you what, it's fun watching the drivers be loose up here in the booth, and that's why we get to make fun of these drivers. But
there he goes.
Yeah, there he goes.
Yep. Payne looking to make that move now. Elwood is not clear. Can't get the car back down the track.
He's drifting up the track just a little bit. Oh, he got a little loose himself.
Yep. Definitely fighting the wheel there.
Are still leading the race. Nothing happened up towards the front. Andrew Payne on the move. Really, I mean, there's actually all drivers are actually getting fanned out just a little bit, with not any serious side-by-side racing, with the exception of Andrew Payne going after Elwood.
Yeah, still trying to get something happening here on the high side of the track.
There goes. Oh, and that's one thing. That's a mistake. That's a little bit of a mistake right there. But right now he's actually making it stick. Andrew Payne actually clipped the apron of the racetrack on the entrance of corner. That allowed him to drift up the track just a little bit. Dover is such a tough racetrack, especially if you have to pit under green flag, because this is not your average pit road. You have to get into that commitment area down there. And actually, there's a commitment line before, after the barrels down there. But besides the point, 35 miles an hour for pit road with their battle on screen.
We have got a conundrum on our hands here.
Elwood
in the 5 here, and Andrew Payne there in the 93. Finally, Payne looks to clear him, but boy, Elwood almost looked like he tried to cross him over there for a moment. Thought about it at least. Just couldn't get the run.
I think Andrew Payne, I guess he was not anticipating on battling Elwood for that long. Yeah, that probably took a lot out of his tires. It would not surprise me one bit at all. But I tell you what, if besides the point, he still has the freshest grip out there in the top 5, because right now he's setting sights on the number 3 of Mark Wilsey.
Now, I think that's what we've seen happen to Payne as well, as he's made that rush to the front, and now things have started to level off between him and his competitors. But now he's getting by Wilsey. He's going to clear him. Finally, he's clear of Wilsey, and that gets himself up to 3rd. So Payne in 3rd here, 30 laps into this race.
Yep, we're coming to the 10 to go mark here for the stage. So I'm curious what Andrew Payne can do right now to track down the top 2 drivers of pole sitter Dylan Jones and Andrew Farnyards. Farnyards has not looked back and really pulled away a little bit from Dylan Jones. Only 0.5 of a second lead on Jones. So it's kind of crunch time if you want that stage point. But Andrew Farnyards is sitting pretty right now.
Well, Farnyards has led a lot of laps this season, Tanner. He's right up here where he can do whatever he wants. He's got clean air in front of him. The car will turn, drive whatever line he feels comfortable with. All he's got to do is keep Dylan Jones at bay here, somewhere about between a half a second and a second behind him, and it's clear sailing. Jones not really putting on any pressure yet, although that last lap he was about 100th of a second quicker. But here we go. Got 8 laps here to get to the end of the stage. Farnyards clearly with the advantage. Dylan Jones, though, would love to get some extra bonus points. Listen, they're all chasing Farnyards at this point. If you can find a way to get around him and get just one more point than him, then you're doing well.
Man, I know. There's a battle for 4th. Oh, Wilsey in the wall. And this has been the tightest battle on the racetrack for the last couple laps right now. There goes Elwood under Ryan Hill. Wilsey was into the outside wall a little bit, but still managed to hang on for his 4th spot. Battles on point for 5th. Hill versus Elwood.
And Hill's been patient. He's slowly worked his way up to the field. He was a little loose off the last turn. Can he hang on to it? He does. He hangs on to it, and he clears Alan Elwood. Elwood's starting to back up just a little bit here.
I think that works. If you back up your corners, then you can get the nice run on corner exit. Payne has now caught 2nd place and pole sitter right now of this evening's festivities, Dylan Jones.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, I thought things had leveled out. I thought maybe Payne had gotten to a point where he wasn't going to really pass anybody else, but man, cars seem to got some legs in it right now, and well, with 4 laps left to go here for the completion of the first stage, now's a good time to make a move. Gets right up to the inside of that left rear panel and can't get in there enough to claim it. Jones going to hang on for now, but here we go, another run from Andrew Payne.
Yep, on the inside, and I don't think Payne's going to get Farnyards before the stage is over with. But I tell you what, this is a good battle for 2nd place, and it's an important one because there's still bonus points on the line for that 2nd place spot. Payne still trying to utilize that higher line. Jones kind of changed up the line a little bit, and it's actually working out fairly well to hold off Andrew Payne. Got to hold him off for 3 more laps, though.
Just behind them, Wilsey still holding off Ryan Hill.
Oh, there goes Payne on the inside now. Jones. Oh, contact between the two.
Oh boy!
It could have been that may have been net code, but oh my, great save by Dylan Jones, and we're still side by side with 2 laps to go in stage 1.
Yeah, Jones had a little bit of trouble. It certainly wasn't net code. I'm seeing a little bit of scuff there on the left side. A little bit of damage on the right side. We'll go back to that. We caught a replay of it. We'll get it back to it in a little bit here as we approach the end of the stage. 40 laps for stage 1, 40 for stage 2. Andrew Farnyar's coming around. That Farnyar's, that restart, it was all about the restart. And he got a good one and was able to get to Jones quick, clear him quick, and boy, he's dropped a 1.5 seconds. Working on lap 40 now. Come across the line and lead the first stage here tonight in the Dirty Air 150. Andrew Farnyar's. Andrew Payne second there. Payne, what a run, what a strategy. The yellow is officially out.
Love that strategy by Payne. That got him track position too. Check that on the let's check it on the replay here of that contact. I had a different camera angle going. I thought it was netcode, but it certainly was not. But here comes Andrew Payne. He's got the run on corner exit. He's going to get it run right here, dive it right down turn number 3. Washes up the track though a little too much. Flipped him. But great save. Tremendous save, especially on a track like Dover, for goodness sakes. Wow.
Amazing. Amazing catch. Great car craft there from Dylan. Dylan hasn't been that lucky this season. He finally gets a little bit of luck. Let's watch it one more time. It's worth it.
Tell you what, that's all driver, right? That's all driver right there.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. All right, the field comes down to pit road. And everybody's coming.
Everybody coming. Everybody's going to get 4 fresh tires because I'm sure right now, especially Mark Wilsey, he is screaming for tires because he's backed up a couple positions, but he's still in 5th. He actually got passed by Ryan Hill in the closing stages of stage 1. Barnyards hits his pit box just perfectly. Right side's going up. The crews are getting ready to work here. Every single pit stop here at Dover is critical.
Going to be a race off a pit lane here. Who's going to get out first? Dylan Jones in his box. Left side's up. Farnyard's is out. Farnyard's going to get across first. It sure looked like it.
It was Farnyard's.
Yes, it was. I always like watching those battles off of pit road there. All right. Probably got a lot of new viewers tonight. We seem to gain new ones every week. Why don't we look at the point system real quick, Tanner, and talk about how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. So the race winner is going to get 43 points, and it decreases 1 point for each position. But here is the crazy thing right here. All you NASCAR fans, that stage winner, 10 points, and plus you get a stage point for the playoffs. That's how Martin Truex Jr. won the championship. That's why these drivers are racing so hard at the end of a stage, because every single point matters. But the stage winner, 10 points, and then it decreases by 1 point to each position all the way down to 10th. That's why second place was such an impressive battle, because that would have been worth 9 bonus points if you would have finished second. So bonus points and stage points are really, really important now these days in the NASCAR side series.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, Tanner. Hopefully that everybody fills everybody in a little bit, and hopefully that wasn't a spoiler for anyone with Truex winning the championship. You never know people's viewing habits there. They may be still catching up, trying to finish last season there, Tanner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I could have said Ryan Truex, but I'm not going to go there.
No. and time to get locked and loaded and ready to go here again in the Dirty Air 150. Certainly a great first stage. We had that one momentary caution. It did claim a few victims. David Washington is still in the pit.
He sustained some damage. I'm gonna have to. He's actually coming out right now.
I didn't think it was that much.
Oh, he's missing a bumper. At least on my screen, he is.
Yeah, he is. Okay,
he's
worse than I thought. Okay.
Yeah, he's a Dover modified now.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Looks more like a Whelen modified now than a Monster Energy Cup Series car for sure. All right, everybody lined up side by side here. The lights are out on that Ford Mustang pace car. Andrew Farnyars does a great job in the pit stop. Gets out first and will start from the pole. Andrew Payne going to get to start up on that front row this time. And, man, that car was bad fast on fresh tires.
Yeah, but the downside is that he's down a set, though, compared to everybody within that top 10. So, very interesting to see what's going to be happening with Andrew Payne here. He does have some right front damage, but I'm just curious of how well he's going to hold up in the top 5. This is the first time we've seen Payne within the top 5 this evening.
Here we go. This is a big if, okay? Yep. Oh, no, here we go. And the pace car's off. Sorry, Tanner. Farnyars with a big jump. Dylan Jones comes running with him. But Andrew Payne almost seemed to fall asleep on that just a bit. Payne relegated to 3rd. Dylan Jones gets a great break.
Oh, trouble in the back. There's a car hitting the wall back here. I'm trying to figure out who that was. That could have been Llewellyn. It was a bright green car.
I think it was Stephen Llewellyn. He's very slow on the track right now. The restart a little crazy though here. We've got another replay here. Yeah, oh boy, Llewellyn really struggling to hang on to the car.
Wow. That could have been big.
All right, let's come back to the action. This is actually battle for 10th right now. Clewell, Ken Richardson, Ethan Moore, all together on track. Clewell was trying to get the position away from Richardson, and that Clewell, a little bit of contact there with the 23, Ethan Moore. Ethan Moore battling damage on the front end of that car.
Oh yeah, there's some sustainable damage back here from that incident too. I think some guys did also hit off of turn number 2, like Jesse Abraham. He's got some damage.
Boy, Clewell, car all the way down on the apron there, and you see him slip back up the track. Ooh, that doesn't look like any fun.
Trouble! Andrew Farnyars entering the pits. I'm not sure if he hit. No, boy, I don't. He's got a clean car.
What in the world happened there?
And a battle.
And caution's out.
Oh, trouble down turn 1. Jesse Abraham, huge damage, looking like a bootleg modified. Oh, he hit the inside wall.
Okay. So I'm getting some clarification here for why. Now I'm looking at the race control here, and Farnyars have gotten a black flag for jumping the start. The pace car wasn't on pit road yet, but then his black flag was clear. So I'm wondering if there was some confusion on there, whether or not he. Boy, look at that damage on the car there of Jesse Abraham. Oof. Let's ride on board with William Lockwood here, see what happened. Well, and yeah.
Yeah, you can't just stop, when a car's loose like that, because you got other cars behind you, and he just tapped him, and that's what finished off Abraham. Well, Farnyars, I tell you what, he just got as lucky as Dylan Jones, because that caution was well needed. He could have went a lap down or maybe more, because pit road speed limit is 35 miles an hour. That is very slow for this joint. Actually, yeah, he is a lap down.
Yeah, he is that is going to put him a lap down. So whether or not he was supposed to be black flagged, I don't know. I can't get any official word on that right now, but he is going to be shown a lap down at the moment.
I thought the lucky dog was already delivered. I'm going to double check on that.
Well, strange things are afoot here at the Circle K.
Well, I tell you what, here at Dover, especially on an oval 1 mile monster mile here, a lot happens at the same time. Right now, I'm showing Dylan Jones pits. And these guys are already got my brain swirling here.
Got tired head already, huh?
Yeah, and I'm not even the crew chief.
Yeah, that's strange. What's Dylan doing here?
Maybe he's thinking about that strategy that Payne lost.
I mean, he's only got 10 laps on those tires.
Yeah, it's roughly about the same amount of laps, except the last time it was 12 laps. Actually, he's just stopping right on pit road.
Yeah, and I don't have the race chat on, so I can't hear if
neither do I.
Being administered. Okay, well, maybe someone from the league will get with us and kind of let us know what was going on. But right now, Farnyar's at the front of the field. I would expect he is going to. And he will get back on the lead lap by getting waved around. Right now, though, it's Wilsey in first, Andrew Payne in second, Elwood third, Ryan Hill fourth, Kyle Kammer fifth. I would think this time around it would be the opportunity now for the lights to go out in the pace car, everybody get lined up.
Yeah, and Farnyard should. He's actually on the tail end. Actually, he's going back, so he will be stuck 1 lap down.
Well, we just call it like we see it. Right now we see it. We don't exactly know what's going on, so we'll just we'll let him get started. And like I said, here at some point somebody will fill us in. We'll relay that to everyone and try and make heads or tails of it. But it does look like everybody's going to get lined up now. And Wilsey is going to be the driver that starts on the inside. Andrew Payne at his door. The lights are out. We'll go around one more time here and drop the green.
According to race control, Jones did not maintain pace speed to give Andrew a lap back. So race officials are forcing him to the rear of the field.
Well, there you go. All right, pace car's off, and there goes Mark Wilsey on the hammer. Wilsey not going to lose this chance to get to the front here, maybe lead a stage. Wilsey gets off to a nice break, and boy, he brings Alan Elwood with him, gets right by and under Andrew Payne. Just behind them, already fighting there. I see the 9 or the 8 of Kyle Kammer, Ken Richardson trying to get by. They're side by side. There's Richard Reagan Jr., Ethan Moore. Good 4-car battle right here.
It is, but it's a hornet's nest. It's a recipe for disaster. Friend number 2 right here.
Oh. Regan right in the middle of that.
Elwood going for the lead on Wilsey. Got it.
Wow, Elwood showing a little bit of muscle there.
Yeah, the top 2 drivers, Wilsey and Elwood, have been in the top 10, have been in the top 5 all night. Andrew Payne has been there ever since he took that strategy in the first stage. Ryan Hill currently in 4th, and Eric Stanford rounding out the top 5. That hornet's nest back there, not really letting up, because actually here comes Dylan Jones right now underneath Locklear for 13th.
You know, during the first stage, Alan Elwood had a car that was really driving well on the outside. He was doing a lot of work up there, and now that he's got the clean air, he's able to put the car wherever he wants. And what a run going on here at the front for Alan Elwood. But like you said, this battle back here, very intense right now. And, well, right in the middle of that, you find Dylan Jones still trying to make his way up through here. He's going to get underneath there, and William Locklear take that position away.
Barnyard's just right behind Jones back there, going underneath Locklear.
Yeah,
Barnyard is a lap down, though.
Boy, and just behind Farnyard is the Ford there of William Locklear. That car looking really squirrely right now. He is loose. Maybe Farnier is going to try and take advantage of having Dylan Jones in front of him and try and let him be the wedge here.
Jones is on a mission, but there's a lot of frustration, I bet, in that pack for Dylan Jones, because he was up in front, but he is coming right now. And I tell you what, another driver that's on a mission, even though he's a lap down, Andrew Farnyards as well, because he's following the same tire tracks as Jones.
Richard Regan and Ken Richardson, man, this is a good one. These two fighting hard, and there's the 6, Gerald Campbell, in this fight. Oh, boy, Richard Regan was really loose there. The 46 just wiggling all over the place.
Fishtailing it.
Yeah, a couple of Fords door to door. There's Campbell trying to take his bite out of the apple.
Richardson's going to get that spot. Now the battle's on point between the 6 of Campbell and the 10 of Richardson. Those two guys almost doored each other. Trade a little paint.
Well, Campbell able to hold it down there that time. It's Richardson that gets a little bit offline, has struggled with finding it again.
Well, Ethan Moore wants a piece of this, but I guess Dylan Jones wants a piece of this as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. And here comes Jones and Farnyards looking to get their spots back.
Look at. Yeah, I'm more with Jones here, but there goes Farnyards underneath Jones, not for position.
Farnyards trying to get his lap back the hard way.
He's trying, yeah. May not win the stage, but I mean, at least he got that stage point.
There he goes. Going to get under the 23 here. Ethan Moore. Farnyard is going to bring Jones with him. Jones looks to get in there. Ethan Moore going to stay up top, and Dylan Jones going to keep riding down there on the bottom. Got to try and make it stick. Almost makes contact with the 23 of Ethan Moore.
Oh, man, he fishtailed the 2, trying to get underneath Ethan Moore, and he does do it. Man, Chef Andy's Ford of that 16 is on a roller coaster, even though this track does feel like a roller coaster.
Barnyards with the big run on Ken Richardson. He's going to clear him. Farnyards continues to move up through the field here. Oh, and Farnyards a little loose off. Gets just a piece of the wall. Just skinned it.
Just a kiss.
Just a kiss.
It's actually the biggest battle on the racetrack. Everybody else pretty much fanned out right now. Nothing happened with the leaders. Just about a 1.3 seconds of a gap between first and second. Now there goes, who's that up there? That looks like Campbell's going after Regan Jr.
Gerald sure is. Gerald keeps making these little runs at him and then backs out and runs at him again and backs out. Trying to put the pressure on him as they close up here on Kyle Kammer. Kammer starting to struggle with his set just a little bit. 26 laps into his run. Campbell has a little bit of slip up there. Here comes Farnyards.
He did. He had 2 runs at him on the corner exit of turn 2. Just had nowhere to go with them. I tell you what, he better go. Otherwise, Farnyards is going to get right underneath him. Actually, there goes Regan Jr. underneath Kyle Kammer for 6th. This is getting tight here, boys.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Regan really fighting hard. Campbell, though, Boy, he likes to get up and down on that throttle.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Campbell is protected.
Oh, watch out, watch out.
Oh, he hit the apron, washing up the track. Here we go.
Barnyard's just shaking his head or his fist.
Campbell! Oh!
You can't yank on that wheel like that, man.
My goodness.
Woo.
You see how loose he got? I didn't think
Yeah.
he was so well. He's very close.
That car was heading in the wrong direction quick, and he saves it. Well, Regan finally able to clear Cammer, and now here comes Farniers, and oh wow, Dylan Jones had the same problem. So it looks like they've started to develop a little bit of a tight condition coming off of 2, where the car is biting on them and wanting to nosedive into that wall.
It is. The car gets tight, and by the time you're putting on the throttle and you're just trying to carry that much speed, come off corner exit, you try to avoid that wall, and the car just snaps loose on you. So it's kind of a both combination of tight and loose. And again, you are handling a 3,400-pound race car. With 9,000 RPMs. Tell you what, Jones going after Ken Richardson. That would be a battle for 8th, just ahead of of these. Oh, trouble! Richardson's around. Jones is around. Big accident on the back straightaway. Huge accident.
Boy, that collected a lot of cars right there.
Collected 10th on back.
Wow, all of 5 laps away from the end of the stage.
I don't know if you could get a closer look on your end. Do you think now? I hate to bring up netcode. Do you think that may have been a little netcode?
You know, I am not really sure. I'm trying to get a different angle at it right now just to take a look here, but I don't think so. I do think that Jones maybe I think he did make that contact there, and unfortunately it started that melee. And I mean, listen, cars have been washing up all night. Okay, it's not any great mystery what's going to happen there when you're down on the bottom. You're trying to hang on to it. The contact, slight as it was enough to check everybody up there. And Clewell, the 65, who had been out of trouble all night, he gets caught up in that. Poor Gary Sexton gets caught in another one. David Washington looked like he did a pretty good job to stay out of it. Judd Danielson, who we've barely talked about at all this evening, Judd gets twisted up into that, and Stephen Llewellyn, who's had trouble, he got caught up in that as well. So everybody going to come down here and pit as a result of this.
That's a shame.
So this from Race Control, this is the end of the second stage. So in the lead there at the end was the 5 of Alan Elwood, and he will be the winner of the second stage.
Gets his first stage point on the season.
Damn right, correct? It was Elwood that was in the lead, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Actually, I take that back. It's a second stage point in the season. So, but he doesn't have a win though. But I'm sure he's working on that. You know, it's funny. Our director just mentioned Bristol. That's what I think of Dover. It's a blown up Bristol.
Yeah. Well, it is a bit of a coliseum itself. Honestly, it's actually a really, really neat place to see a race from. Walking through that footbridge as they're screaming past underneath is quite the experience, and to feel that horsepower, at 100% coming under your feet there, it's pretty cool. It's about as close as you get to the action during a NASCAR event.
I've never experienced that, but from what I'm a member of some NASCAR pages and on social media, and they say that some people that say that they've been up on top of there, and it's been a whale of experience. So yeah, I mean, it's one of the great things about Dover, not just Miles' statue, but that turn 3 walkway. Having seen him dive down to turn number 3, amazing.
All right, so we get a fresh start now in the final stage of this race. Of course, will be 70 laps. Again, we have finished the second stage. They went ahead and called it. Just they weren't going to get enough laps in to get a fair restart. Honestly, with the way the restarts have been going, it may be lap 80 when we get started. So we may actually get a full final stage, unlike most times when you get 4 or 5 laps of caution and then you wind up starting that stage about 5 to 6 laps late. So it will be interesting. Everybody has come in, got their pit stop in. Our leader right now, Alan Elwood. Great race for him so far. Mark Wilsey in second. Andrew Payne, who we've been talking about all night, has come from deep in the field. Played a little strategy early. It seemed to work out, and he has held on to this position ever since. He's going to restart third. Ryan Hill. I don't think we're talking enough about Ryan Hill. Ryan Hill, guess what, Tanner? He's been up here quite a bit.
He has been. He's been in the top 5 all night long, and so far, hopefully, he can keep it there. And race officials actually confirmed that was a netcode incident, so no penalty to any kind of driver for that incident.
Yeah, and I probably just didn't look at it at enough angles. And, I'm sure there is the right angle that shows you where there was absolutely no contact. They were just close on track. It looked like a real soft hit, and it's certainly nothing intentional. But here we go. The green flag's out. We're back to green flag racing here.
Tons of drivers in the back with damage were totally caught sleeping on that restart. Totally did not go, but
including your lead commentator and Alan Elwood. Back to the point. I'm talking here, waxing poetic, and they're getting ready to restart. So always being live and not on replay, folks. But Alan Elwood gets off to a great start, and he's already dropped the field by half a second. Back to work. Andrew Payne in second now. He dropped a couple wheels down on the apron, maybe gives up a little bit of time to Wilsey. Wilsey trying to stay with him here. Their goal, let's go catch Alan Elwood. And the battle just behind him, Ryan Hill. Richard Regan still with this thing. Regan has worked hard tonight to get himself up to 5th place.
He definitely has, for sure, and he's seen some crazy action here tonight. Caught a little damage under that first caution. Right now, he's got himself in the top 5, looking very strong. And just a little bit of a quick update here. Andrew Farnyards did receive the lucky dog, and he's already up to 10th place.
Yeah, and thank you for pointing it out. I was just tracking his progress as you started talking about that. He is getting ready to catch David Washington here, who we know has had some trouble tonight. They've been battling repair in the pits. Not much of a car left, but Washington is still in 9th. And Farnyards has got to pass him. Farnyards goes to the bottom. Already gets to working on Kyle Kammer, dropping David Washington like a hot potato.
Yeah, Washington's car has not been the same since caught in that first incident of the night. So he's actually now just cracked the top 10. Just got passed by Farnyards there. But a battle that I do really like to watch to see what's going to happen is Richard Regan going after Ryan Hill.
Yeah, Regan really putting a lot of pressure on Ryan here. Going to look to the inside. It's 8-1. Regan going to try and take this away. Ryan Hill been so good all night, showing some power there. Able to get a really nice run off the turn. Regan going to slide right back up in front of Campbell. That's not smart.
That was not smart, and that was oh my goodness, that got me jumped me on my seat because I thought it was an accident right there. That was like slipping and sliding, moving lanes.
Gerald not gonna like that.
Yeah.
Farnyards now up to 8. He continues to climb, improve his station. Stanford next on the hit list for Andrew Farnyards.
Yeah, Farnyards, he's going to be hunting for that race lead once he gets by the next 7 cats here.
Ooh, Stanford down on the apron, car out of shape, right up in front of Farnyards. Yeah.
Oh, man, Richard Regan fishtailed it coming off turn number 2, like left, right, hardcore. And I tell you what, he saved it, but he's still remaining in his position in 5th.
You saw on logs up there is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, holy cow. I mean, I was in a different camera angle, and from a different from a long point of view, from a far away distance, his hands were smoking in that. Oh, Farnyard's into the wall.
Ooh, just a little bit there. He finally cleared Stanford, now trying to go catch Campbell, and got a little bit out of shape there. A little bit's okay. A lot, and you keep doing it, it's detrimental. But Campbell going to have to be the next one to pass, and that's going to be tough.
Campbell's been doing a really good job all night tonight, really. But Regan almost whacked the wall right there. But Farnyard's too. But Farnyard's going to go around the outside. There is some bumper damage to Campbell. Campbell's hanging on to a nice solid top 10 day today.
Farnyard's going to clear him. Campbell's struggling now as Stanford looks to try and get by him back there. Regan almost gets into the bumper there of Ryan Hill. Here comes Farnyard's.
Oh, man, I tell you what, Regan's doing everything he can to get around Hill. He just cannot complete the pass whatsoever. He gets the run on him in the middle of the corner. By the time he reaches him on corner exit, he's already to the back bumper and nowhere to go with it. Here he goes to the inside right now on corner entrance of Ryan Hill. Side-by-side battle for fourth place. Farnyard's is going to join this little party. Ryan Hill gets a nice little run off of turn number 2. Still cannot complete the pass.
I think Farnyard's is going to get this done for both of them here at some point. He needs to get through. And
yep. Farnyard's is going to be like, all right, Richard, let me show you how this is done here.
Yeah, there he goes.
He wisely backed out. He would have clipped him the left rear quarter panel if he would have continued. It's all about setting up the driver on corner exit. If you can get the better run and keep maintaining that run and keep operating that throttle, because sometimes it gets really loose, as we've seen here tonight. You can really, that's the main goal, to get side by side with him on a straightaway. Sometimes you don't want to dive bomb the corner. Look at Farnyard's go on the outside. Power move on the outside. One of the first times we've seen it tonight.
I told you he was going to get it done for him if they didn't. Contact!
Yeah, he's still beating the bag
again.
It saves it. Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
Oh,
here's a car around though. Kyle Cameron. Stanford. Yep, Kyle Cameron, Stanford. Exit. Caution is out.
Yeah,
Wow.
Stanford actually. Stanford got tight off the turn, comes down and hits the inside wall, comes back across the track, and that's when he got hammered. That's what brought the yellow flag out.
Well, that's an uncommon corner to come off 3 wide because they're all trying to avoid Farnyard's there. We'll see it on a replay.
Look at this. Job Farnyard. Farnyard's is out of shape. He's getting hit by Regan, and they go past right there. But the job that Farnyard's did to hang on to that car, and then Regan hit him a second time, car started to go what looked like was around, he still brings it back together.
He bumped him twice.
That was not the reason for the caution. Wow. Now this...
that was a little bit of accordion effect with Kamer and Stanford, though. Watch this. These guys are racing. They're coming off the corner 3 wide, but Stanford, he's like, oh, man, I'm going to hit you. He takes action, hits the inside wall, comes back onto the track just a little bit, and Kyle Cameron gets into him.
All right, Elwood is in. So our leader comes in. Payne, Reagan, and Washington stay out. Alan Elwood is in. This is his 3rd stop. So this, if he goes up on the jack, this should be his 4th set of tires. We're going to come back. You know, when the green flag drops, we're going to have right about 50 laps left in this race. He's still going to have 1 set at his disposal.
Took tires, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, Elwood took tires.
Stephen Llewellyn's already on his 5th pit stop.
Yeah, Elwood was able to get out of that stop first. But again, up front, staying out were your new leader now, Andrew Payne, Richard Regan, David Washington. come out of those pit stops. I don't think anybody's going to go back down here. No, although we could see Payne pull off. Could be all part of some master strategy. But I think what we'll do right now is we're going to take a quick break here on the Global SimRacing Channel. We'll be right back for the conclusion of the Dirty Air 150 from Dover International Speedway. Welcome back to the Global SimRacing Channel, the AdPro 360 Cup Series tonight, Dover International Speedway. Here we are, back on track. The lights are out on the pace car. We are in the final stage of this race. We will restart the race on the start of lap 98. 52 laps to go for all the marbles here at the Monster Mile. Andrew Payne getting ready to lead him off, and David Washington, yes, David Washington with 2/3 of a race car out there, finds himself in second.
Gonna get eaten up, though, and watch out for wheel spin between Payne and Washington.
Pace car's off. There goes Andrew Payne. He is away. Payne gonna not get away too much, though. Alan Elwood gonna try and stay with him here down on the bottom. Washington going to stay up in that middle groove there, stay out of the way. Here comes Ryan Hill, Andrew Farnyars coming on through.
Oh, man, Washington just got eaten up. A battle for top point.
And there goes Alan Elwood back to the point there, Tanner.
Yep. These guys that stayed out are going to get eaten up.
Right. Boy, struggling right there. The 93 of Andrew Payne struggling really, really bad.
Oh, yeah, Washington's struggling really bad, too. Oh, trouble. What Locklear's around turn 3?
Ah.
Hard accident. Got turned by Kyle Kamer on entrance there at the tight corner. Oh, Will C is involved.
Yeah, you're going to see Kamer in the 8. He's going to try and go to the bottom. Gets a little bit of a run at him, and then something happens. Maybe he tried to check up and just had too much of a run, but boy, Locklear going to get the worst of that for sure. That car in really bad shape now. Locklear had a pretty good, quiet evening, and here we're on board with Regan. A lot of smoke. There was a car up high there that narrowly avoided it. I didn't see exactly who that was. Oh, we got a lot of takers for pit road this time here. Andrew Payne was the first car in as we finished the replay here. No big mystery there. Tanner Payne was the first car to go in.
Yeah, that was probably a good move right there, right after this caution for Andrew Payne. He was getting eaten up by the guys that were fresh tires. So was David Washington, because Washington was just about to leave the top 10 just in 2 laps. So all these drivers come down pit road for 4 fresh tires, while the guys who just pitted under that last caution are going to stay out.
All right. Well, here we go. Payne's going to get out, get his 4 fresh tires, fuel up. Payne could definitely make it to the end at this point. But Elwood's the man right now. That car, as long as he can continue to hang on to the front here and stay in the lead, boy, that car looks awful smooth out there in the clean air.
He does, and he's shown consistency all season long there, Sean, because he's already got 2 stage wins. He's got a second one just tonight, and he's got a major point lead from the cutoff line, over 100 points from the cutoff line of the playoffs. He's been just in the top 5 in points. So, I mean, Elwood's showing strong. He has yet to visit victory lane, but he's starting to work on that right now. I think today is Elwood's day, the way it's looking. Don't look back. You got Farnyards circle him right now in 3rd.
Yeah, and we're not even factoring him in. He's still in this race, folks, and Farnyards currently the championship leader. Not much has changed since this race has started. He's still the championship leader, and he looks to defend those points, and he's right in a position where he can get that done. Ryan Hill been awful smooth tonight also, and he certainly, I think, will be a factor here at the end. But again, I've just really liked the way Elwood's car looks out there in the clean air. If you can't get to him off the start, it's going to be awful hard to get to him, period, just because of the run he's getting out there and that with nothing in front of him. At times, I almost feel like caution laps here. I almost feel like Talladega.
Just a little bit, even though NASCAR series are at Talladega, but...
Yes, they are. That's right. The Monster Energy Cup Series this weekend at Talladega Motor Speedway. Get your lawn chair ready, folks. All right. Get your lawn chair ready here now. Here we go. The lights are out on the Ford Mustang pace car. Alan Elwood ready to go back to battle here. 50 laps remaining. No, I'm sorry. Less than that. It will be 47 laps when we come across the line. Elwood should be in good shape with fuel and tires. But we think he's got one set left. So here we go, Tanner.
Yep.
You take this one, buddy.
All right. Sounds good. Alan Elwood, Ryan Hill, Andrew Farnyards, Gerald Campbell, Gary Sexton rounding out the top 5 up towards the front. And these guys around the older, or not really old tires. They just pitted not too long ago under that previous caution. But Alan Elwood on the bottom. He's going to get the restart. It's his restart. Let's see where he goes. Hopefully he does not do any kind of wheel spin. There he goes right now. Farnyards gets a good restart too. He'll be side by side with Ryan Hill just as they go down to turn number 1. Alan Elwood's going to be liking that. But I tell you what, Farnyards just cleared him for second. So Farnyards has got one more car to go. Got to remember, Farnyards was a lap down earlier in the race. Now he's back, challenging for the top spot, only 3/10 off. First side-by-side battle will be for 4th. I think, no, but not, I take that back. A couple rows back.
What did I say about the importance of Elwood getting there up front first? He does, and boy, I'll tell you what, Farnyard's got his work cut out for him now. But back through the field here, they've gone line to stern, and oh no, trouble for
Wilsey! Yep.
Wilsey was really loose out of 2. He's able to save it. Wow. That was pretty crazy. Robert McFarland right there behind him. McFarland was in peril, but he does a great job of avoiding that.
Okay, fellas, all you drivers tonight, you guys got to drive Darlington after this race.
Andrew Payne already starting to move back up through the field. Passing David Washington now. That's going to be for 9th place.
Washington's modified is still hanging on within the top 10. Not anymore. He's actually being passed by Richard Regan, almost making door-to-door contact. That's a battle for 10th.
More trouble for Stephen Llewellyn. He's been black flag. He changed lanes before the start-finish line. He's got to pass through the pits, guys.
Tell you what, another driver that's looking like a modified that's battling for the top 5 spot, Jesse Abraham. Just got passed by, actually for 6.
Cameron. Yeah, it was Cameron that just got by him there. Now Abraham's got to defend against Eric Stanford. Stanford all over his bumper. And behind Stanford, here comes Andrew Payne, going to take the dive into turn 1.
Campbell almost bumper tagged Ryan Hill for 3rd. They're really close with each other. That's a heavy-duty battle for 3rd right now.
And here goes Campbell. Campbell now into the top 3. Oh,
don't come up the track. I tell you what, banking on a straightaway here does not help. That's 9 degrees of banking, folks. The car is never even.
Man, how many cars have we seen that happen to now this evening?
I honestly lost count. Too many.
Look at Gary Sexton up here running in the top 5. Gary been beanbag all night. Gary now trying to hold off Campbell.
Where did he come from?
I don't know.
I mean, and Campbell just lost a spot.
Campbell is really, he's still having trouble getting off that turn.
Yeah, and he's trying to utilize the bottom, but he can't. Yeah.
Okay, we got to go back up front because Farnyards has gotten Alan Elwood now. And this is serious stuff here because Farnyards looking to get position here. He's playing with Elwood now, trying to get him nervous.
Yeah, I'm all, if I was Elwood, I'd already be nervous.
Oh, Elwood trying to keep it down there on the bottom, fighting the car. These two going just flat out right now. Farnyard is trying to keep it up the track a little bit, trying to get a little bit of a run off the turn. He does. You know, in Alan Elwood's effort to keep it down on the bottom there, he's making that car a little bit tight. And, you know, Farnyard's just a little bit more free up in that center groove. Just seems to be having an easier time through the turn right now. Look at he's coming around the outside.
Around the outside, I tell you, both drivers are actually taking a little bit of a different entrance. Here we go, battle for top spot, down in turn 3.
Farnyard just goes and flips the script on him there.
He can get the good run corner exit off that high side. Farnyard still sticking with him very well. Let's see if he can get him off turn 2 here. Yes, sir, he does. Wow. So the turn 2 high line does work. The turn 4 high line does not at the moment. But I tell you what, every time they hit the entrance of the corner here, Sean, I've been watching these two cats battle for the lead. They're both hitting different marks on entrance of the corner.
Yeah, these two are having fun.
Yeah. Oh, fishtailing. There goes Farnyard. He's been doing that all night, though. Still running away from Hill. These guys put on about 4 seconds now over 3rd place, Ryan Hill.
Payne just picked up another spot, working on Kyle Kammer. I know we've been focused on this battle up front, but there's still a lot of moving going on through the field here. So Payne now in the 6th, working on getting to Gerald Campbell. Payne continuing his assault on the field here. Is it going to be enough? 33 laps to go.
A lot of laps to try to hold off Farnyards, though, for that race lead, because Farnyards is not letting up, and he's acting like he's got the freshest tires of the two, even though they're on the same amount of tires. There goes Farnyards on the bottom. Nice little run on corner exit goes Elwood. Farnyards is seeking for his 3rd win of the season, while Elwood is seeking for his 1st.
Yeah, well, it's a little game of cat and mouse right now between these two. And you know what's really amazing is for all the battling they've done, Ryan Hill been not really able to close the gap on him.
No, he's not. Even though he's got the clean air to work with, he just has not been able to close the gap. It's already up to 4 seconds here.
Oh, here we go. Farniar's going to look again. Going to come up alongside him here off the exit. No, going to slide in behind.
I'm pulling for Elwood here, even though I did pick Farniar's, but I think Farniar's does have the better car than Elwood, but Elwood's doing a fantastic job in holding on Farniar's at this long of the run here so far, even though Farniar's is fast.
And if this stays green, they've still got to put 29 more laps on these tires, and boy, what are they going to look like then? Already 27 laps into the run. Farniar's goes to the bottom this time. He gets right up alongside him. They are a dead heat. Cialis bathtubs through the exit. No.
Oh, trouble. Caution's out.
Ooh, just in front of them that happened, too.
Yeah, that could have been big. That was Steve
Llewellyn.
Llewellyn.
Has it been a rough... Is it my imagination, or has it been a rough night for Stephen Llewellyn? He's going to lose it off of turn 2. Really just a self-spin for him. And unfortunately, that's going to end his night. He is going to take the car behind the wall.
I did say prior to this caution coming out that Elwood would like to see a caution flag so he can get that nice jump again.
Well, it looks like he's going to come down and use that final set of tires.
Good time to use it, too.
Probably so. I think that's a decent call. Yeah. And everybody, it looks like everybody's going to follow except for
Andrew Payne. Andrew, do you know what happened last time?
Andrew Payne. You know what Andrew's gambling on here?
Another caution, but
yeah,
you got to remember the last time he stayed out like this, they ate him up just on the last time round. He wasn't even the race leader, so.
Okay, now
on entrance turn 1.
Now, I haven't watched every one of his stops. He's had 4 stops. Has he taken tires on every stop? If that's the case, he's stuck out here with what he's got. He's got no more tires to take. That's the problem. No, he has stopped 4 times, and 4 stops means if he took tires each time, means he's used all 5 of his sets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now the problem is I don't have the fancy software that tells me exactly how many sets they've used or how many tires they've used. So I don't know. In all truthfulness, I don't know. But it's always okay to create a little bit of drama if we need to. So.
Drama, get this. Farniar's did beat Elwood off pit road. So that's interesting.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm registering that as a 5th stop for Farniar's. So same thing there. Wondering if every stop he's had has included a tire change.
I'm reading 4 on my end.
Are you reading 4? Okay.
I'm reading 4.
So now that makes me question everything I've ever known, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
We got an interesting top 4. We're going to restart this race, though, with Payne, Farniar's, Elwood, and Ryan Hill. All have been players in this race this evening at one time or another.
This is going to be an interesting restart.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I think this last pit stop was the money pit stop.
Okay, and so I'm hearing right now from race control that Payne has said he has no tires left.
Yeah, you got to remember he was one of the first early in a race. He pitted earlier in a race, and that's how he got up towards I think 2nd place at the end of stage 1 because he had the fresher set of tires. So he used a set earlier in the race.
Oh, that's that about that. So we know where he's at. And
good call, Sean. Good call.
The lights are off on the pace car here now. This is going to be tough for Elwood because, Elwood would love to get back to the front here quick, but he's going to have to get through Andrew Payne to do it, and that's going to leave a big jump for Farnyards there up on the top side.
Crazy thing is that Farnyard's on the high side. He's going to like it, and Andrew Payne, he might actually spin the tires because he's on the older sets. That leaves Elwood behind Payne. Oh, boy. Not looking good for Elwood right now, but if he can get around Payne quickly and try to hunt down Farnyards, that'll be a battle for the win.
You think he'd have the nerve to ask Andrew how that bed feels right now that he made for himself? Payne, that is.
Here we go. Pace car's going down pit road.
Payne going to be really slow here, and now he's going. Payne, and he spins the tires.
He did. He tried easing into the gas, but here comes Farnyards already side by side, utilizing a higher line. Here comes Elwood, too. That was quick.
Yep, great start by Elwood there. He was smart about that. Gets it done. These two able to get away from the rest of the field. Ryan Hill does a good job to hang on to third. Gary Sexton already getting around Andrew Payne. Payne just dropping like a rock now. Watch out. Here comes Gerald Campbell. Campbell gets down below Sexton.
Oh, they're going to go 3 wide here with Payne. Oh, they backed out of it.
The battle up front continues, though. Farnyard still holding down the point. Elwood trying to get this spot back. These two have both shared a lot of time in the lead this evening. This race is not over, folks, by any stretch of the imagination. 21 laps to go. It is time to drop that disco ball down from the ceiling. Hit the lights, baby. It's time to boogie. Let's get this party going. Elwood is going to need to make a move. Does he wait? Does he have anything left?
Man, I don't know. I've been watching the leaders. I think Farnyards has the better car on the fresher stickers, on the same set of tires. Farnyards is actually pulling a little bit of a gap here. They're starting to vary inch by inch. Elwood, I have not seen any signs of him really closing in on the 88 of Farnyards.
No, he's not really had anything yet here early in the run. Of course, they both came in together, so we're going to assume everything is on the table here. They both have fresh tires. They both obviously have enough fuel to make it to the end. Campbell still... Go ahead, Tanner.
Yeah, Ryan Hill, Gerald Campbell, pretty good battle for third going on. Campbell's trying to go back after Ryan Hill again. Actually, these guys were battling prior before that caution coming out there, Sean.
Campbell, boy, he's had an interesting night. I got to say, he really, really has. He had a very interesting night, and boy, he finds himself here in this top 5, and I imagine he's got to be extremely happy with that. Ryan Hill, though, boy, going to have to really fight hard to keep him off. Now, one of the things Campbell's had trouble doing is keeping that car down there on the bottom. It has really wanted to wash out on him a bunch. And he's not able to complete that there on Hill.
Yeah, I just wonder, because right there, he actually got into turn 1 a little too hard, and it caused that car to wash up the hill. So I just wonder if he's getting into the corners just a little too hard.
Maybe try to back it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes just backing it up even a car length or 2 can make a tremendous difference how that car gets to the turn.
It really does, and it all depends on how much you're getting into the throttle as well.
Yeah, it's amazing, this track. It is 1 mile, and it is bad fast, but you're not on the throttle. Oh, Campbell, big trouble. He's coming back across the track. Oh, Cameron does a great job of avoiding him. Campbell does a great job of keeping it out of the race line. We're still green. Wow, hats off to Gerald Campbell there. He did everything he could to keep it out of the racing line. We are still green because of it.
Man, that thing should have looped around. Actually, it was going to go for a loop, but he hit the inside wall. Good thing there was an inside wall there, but that saved his race.
Oh, look at this battle. Cameron, Regan coming around the outside. He's loose. Coming through the middle of the turn. Almost doors Cameron. And Regan. Oh, Regan. Oh! Yeah, that was a bit of a tank slapper there for Regan.
That was a pinball slapper.
That car has got to be a little evil right now. And it is. It's still on the wall. He hits it again. Cameron. Cameron with a little bit of luck this evening. He avoids hitting Regan.
Regan has had a lot of luck this evening, I tell you that much.
He is definitely beating up that Amsoil machine this evening, taking every bit out of it.
He's charging back from a penalty early in the race. According to he got popped for aggressive driving on the 88 earlier. But so Regan, if he can come up with a top 10 finish, that should be a win feel for him after the day he's having.
Oh, and touchdown. I think it started with Ethan Moore. Yep, Ethan Moore had trouble coming off of turn 4. We've seen so many cars this evening have trouble in that same spot. He gets loose, not able to recover from it. The car just keeps running all the way down the front stretch. It's in front of a lot of cars, and boy, he really beats that machine up even worse than it was. Well, we're going to get a restart here with less than 10 to go. Elwood's going to get that chance that he has yearned for here over this last run since the last caution there.
Everybody's just about on use of their sets, right?
I according to how many pit stops they've had, and again, we don't know if they've all taken tires every time they've come down, but yes, based on number of pit stops, yes, everybody would be out of tires if they took them every time they came in.
Feel bad for Andrew Payton, though. He was having a tremendous run today, but he's back up in 9th, and he has to stay out because he has no tires.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any magical run from 9th there. The best he could probably do is try and get around these damaged cars of Jesse Abraham and maybe get a shot at getting around Cameron, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough ask because that car is, well, it's got really, really old tires on it right now, and Payne's looking at 40 lap old tires on the cars. So double basically what everybody else has at this point.
It's going to be a battle between Elwood and Farnyards, I believe. But I think Farnyards, with that clean air and as fast as a car as he has, I think he might get this one. Not over yet, though. Anything can happen.
It's not. No, it's not. And you know what? Ryan Hill, one of the few drivers out here that still has a clean race car. That Chevrolet has been short of amazing this evening. The Hillco Chevy also has dirty air there on the car. Again, has been strong. If they get to fighting too hard, he could stand to gain the most here. And Gary Sexton, Sexton up and down the board this evening. Lots of damage on the car, but has managed to hang on. He took that damage early, Tanner. I remember him getting involved, and I believe it was that first caution we had that took out several cars there. And Gary battled back the whole race. Now finds himself here battling for a top 5. And so I even mentioned David Washington. David's been driving, 2/3 of a car for half of this race, and he is the end of your top 5 right now. Big run for Washington this evening.
Man, I tell you what, back on Gary Sexton, though, he has really shown that the sponsor of this race, the Dirty Air Studios 150, he has it on the hood tonight, and he's putting on a great show. Gary Sexton, in my opinion, is the Kevin Harvick of this series here tonight, because there was one point of the race where I asked, where did he come from? Here he is sitting in the top 4, have a chance for a top 5 finish this evening after everything he's been through, and so does David Washington, who's looking like a modified. Good Lord, I mean, and it's still running fairly strong out there. So And I always thought these cars get sensitive after each build.
Well, no time for being sensitive now. It's time. It's time. The lights are out. Elwood trying to put a little heat into the tires. It's not going to work. The only thing that's going to work here is a good jump on this restart. Elwood's going to have to
know how those tires work. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't even think that even works.
Elwood's going to really, really need to dig down deep here to try and find a way to get around Farnyards. If he can get in front of Farnyards, I think he might be able to hang on. But that's the big question. Can he get his way around Andrew Farnyards? Elwood ready to go. Farnyards ready to go. So is Sexton and Ryan Hill. This whole field ready to go. Hopefully this is the last one. The Ford Mustang pace car is off. It's all up to Andrew Farnyards. He goes. Oh, and Elwood spins the tires just a little bit. Not a horrible start, but not the great one he needed.
There's an accident behind them, though.
Cars, they're wrecking behind, but they pull it together. The leaders get away. Here comes Ryan Hill. Hill got a good start.
Hill's got a good start, and he's got the cleanest car of the top two drivers. But, battle for a top point. Looks like Elwood getting really close to that back bumper of Elwood. It is time to go. He knows it's crunch time. He wants to get his first win of the season.
It's definitely time to go. 6 laps left to go here. They come across. It'll be 5, obviously. Here comes Elwood. He's just got only so many more chances to get this done. Brian Hill doing a good job. Hill starting to get a run. Hill might have something left for both of these guys before we get done.
5 laps to go, and I feel like I'm watching a mini Talladega because it is like staying in the draft with Farnyards, and when you get that big run on them, it's like go for it. Still trying to really get into him in the corner there. I'm still seeing 2 different lines on the entrance between the 2 drivers. Elwood, he's really trying really hard. 4 laps to go this time by.
Yeah, Elwood getting the run here through the center of the turn, but Farnyards just gets a better drive off there. Elwood into the hole. Yeah,
kissed it.
Yeah, Hill kissed it too. Kind of a monkey see, monkey do. Farnyards though continues to lead here. 3 laps to go.
Think about a little chrome horn if you're close enough.
Well, yeah, if you're close enough, a bump and run, I'm not going to recommend that. I'm not going to recommend you wreck anybody, but, you know, a little bump, a little unsettling. Yeah, that's what you need to do to get to the win. 2 to go. Farnyards just seems to have too much right now. Elwood, it just seems to be a little bit further and further every lap around. Farnyards with a strong run down the backstretch continues to keep that gap there. Now Elwood gets a little bit of a run, but it's not much. Hill seems to be done and dusted back there. The white flag is out.
White flag is out. Top 3 cars nose to tail, only separated by 0.5 of a second. Farnyards, you call it there, Sean.
It's all his down the middle of the backstretch, and he has opened it up even more. 0.4 of a second on Alan Elwood. Elwood having to look out for Ryan Hill, but Farnyards is going to come out of turn 4, come down the front stretch, and win the Dirty Air 150 here at Dover International Speedway. Hill comes spinning across the line, got loose off of 4. Alan Elwood with a great run. He'll finish 2nd tonight. Kyle Kammer hangs on to finish 4th. Eric Stanford comes across in 5th. Andrew Payne, 6th place. He still managed to get 6th place. Great job, Andrew Payne.
I like Ryan Hill's finishing style, man. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, a little bit of flair. A little bit of finishing with flair. All right, so now that we've finished with a little bit of flair, we're going to run off to a break real quick here on the Global SimRacing Channel. We'll be right back for the conclusion of the Dirty Air 150 here on GSRC. Welcome back to the Dirty Air 150 here from Dover International Speedway on the Global SimRacing Channel. We have just seen a great race, great finish. We did catch a last lap incident, a little tangle up between Richard Regan and Gary Sexton here at the end. Certainly affected both of their positions. They're side by side here coming through the turn, and we get a little crossways here at the end, and you see on camera there, they come together, and doesn't end well for either of them. And poor David Washington, to add insult to injury, gets just one more wreck before the race is over there.
Ugh, that boy's had a rough night.
Yeah, it did. Let's get through the results here and talk to a few of these drivers about to the race. There we go. That's the ride on with David Washington there. Just poor guy had no luck. He's going to get our Dory Award of the night there. He just kept on swimming all night.
He was doing really good for a car that was in that bad shape, running in the top 10 like that. At some point in the top 5, give him credit.
Well, let's give all these drivers credit for getting this one in under their belts and in the rearview mirror now. But let's go to the results. Andrew Farnyar's your big winner tonight. That's 3 on the season for Andrew. Alan Elwood tried, but he couldn't blow his house down. He'll finish second. Ryan Hill with a great run tonight. He'll finish third. Kyle Kammer, a respectable run right where he started. He'll finish fourth. Eric Stanford, fifth. Andrew Payne recovers to finish second. Seventh, going to go to Judd Danielson. Judd, good job staying in this thing tonight. It wasn't easy. Mark Clewell, eighth. Robert McFarland will finish 10th. Ken Richardson rounds out your top 10.
Outside the top 10, Jesse Abraham finishes 11th. Richard Regan Jr., who got caught up with Gary Sexton on the last lap, finishes in 12th. Mark Wilsey had a great run going in the top 5 all night. He gets taken on in an incident. He'll finish in 13th. David Washington, rough night for him ever since the drop of the green flag. He finishes 14th. Ethan Moore finishes in 15th. Gary Sexton had a great night going, up and down night, but wasn't supposed to finish in the top 5, but got involved in an incident, finishes 16th. William Locklear in 17th. Gerald Campbell in 18th. Had a great night for Gerald, though. Hopefully he gets it done next week. Stephen Llewellyn in 19th, and rounding out the top 20, pole sitter Dylan Jones.
All right, well, you know what, and we'll take those last 3 real quick. Joe Johnson, 21st. Michael Snow, 22nd, and Ray Richer, 23rd. So we did have all 23 cars start tonight. And sorry, commiserations to those that didn't have a good one. We'll see you next time in Charlotte. But now let's talk to second place on the podium here, and that would be Alan Elwood. I don't see Andrew Farnyard, so we'll talk to Alan Elwood first here. Alan, can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Alan, that was some kind of race, man. You had a bad fast car out there in the clean air, and it looked like maybe Farnyards was just a little bit faster. Why don't you give us your view of it?
Yeah, it seemed like Andrew was. I'm not a big fan of Dover, and it showed. I just couldn't quite get the line down tonight, no matter how fast I wanted to be. I beat those guys on older tires through the middle of the race, but Andrew's one of the guys that, he's going to be fast. And as soon as I saw him in third place, I knew it was going to be on after that. So I tried to hold him off as best I could. The high line works for the most part around here. But once you get in clean air, and especially a guy like him, good luck catching him. So, I put my best foot forward. I tried anything that I could those last few laps, but it just, once you're in that clean air, it's pretty much a done deal.
It really seemed like during that second stage, you could put the car anywhere you wanted there up front. Was the clean air just that much of a difference tonight here at Dover?
I really think it was, because when I was running out front, the car felt like in the middle of the corner, no matter what I was doing, it felt like it wanted to turn, where once I got behind Andrew, I don't know what he was doing behind me. I mean, I know he was kind of struggling to pass me on the bottom. That's just kind of the way it was. But it's like once you got behind that person, the car just it was plowing for some reason. So I think Aero had a really big factor in tonight's race.
Well, it's a great result. Certainly when you talk about the point standings, and this championship you guys are fighting for. You pick up another playoff point this evening, and you're fifth in the points now, and you're climbing. So not a bad second place for you. Congratulations, and we'll see you down the road to Charlotte. Anybody you'd like to thank before I let you go?
You guys for putting on the broadcast, and Gary and everybody for putting on the race tonight. It was a lot of fun battling Andrew. So we'll see what we got next week.
All right, and that was Alan Elwood, our second place finisher tonight. And it sounds like Tanner has caught up with a very excited Ryan Hill.
I've caught up with Ryan Hill. He has had a great finish, a great race, just not a P1 victory or a P2 like he probably would have hoped for. And Ryan, first off, congratulations on the third place finish, but you had a great night going, especially a tough race for everybody else, though. Tell me about your race there, Bubs, since you were up in the top 5 all night.
Yeah, definitely big congratulations to this whole 55 camp. We've been gone 8 weeks because of school, and, to come back at easily my most hated racetrack and run top 5 and finish third is just unbelievable, speaking of what this team can do. I really don't know what to say. I hate Dover, and I've just been gone. I haven't been a chance to be on iRacing at all in that 8 weeks, and wow, I just can't say enough, but it was a lot of fun.
You definitely did not show any rust whatsoever. And Ryan, talk about the handling the car here tonight. From what I'm hearing, it was plowing tight on corner exit, but also we've seen drivers really almost lose it on corner exit. These cars are really no joke when it comes to Dover because the car is never even. What are your thoughts on that?
I was more loose throughout the run than anything. Or coming off the corner, just because I guess my driving style, because a lot of guys would try to go up the track and diamond it and everything. I tried to just keep my car really low on that bottom coming out so I wouldn't slide up into the wall, which I did doing a couple times. But Dover is just one of those tracks that you have to. It's a line-based track. You just have to feel comfortable with it. And while I do feel comfortable with what line I like running, it may not be the fastest. But after about 25, 30 laps is when I was able to re-catch some of those guys. Unfortunately, that's right when the stages were ending and we didn't really get a long green flag run there at the end. But overall, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've seemed like, despite not starting every race this season, you seem like a very consistent driver. I mean, you got 3 top 5s and three top 10s just in the 4 starts that you have made in this series. How do you feel about your chances on going to Charlotte and possibly capturing a victory?
I'm going to go by last year because from last year, I think we've ran like 20 races. I finished second in like 19 of them. So Charlotte, probably a top 5. I mean, right now we're just trying to get our points, get back going up to try to get into the position where we can get a win and make the chase. I'm not going to expect a lot about the mile-and-a-half tracks. Hopefully, when we get to some of these road courses beforehand or even short tracks, I think that I might be doing a little bit better and hopefully get that first victory of the year.
All right, sounds good. Well, Ryan, thank you for coming to talk with us tonight. Congratulations on the third place finish, and we will see you at Charlotte. And hopefully, you get to see you in Victory Lane down there.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Back to you, Sean.
All right, and that was Ryan Hill. We appreciate talking to him. Listen, we missed a question there. You know what? I wish I could have brought it back up. Hang on a second. Ryan, are you still there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, I got a quick question for you real quick. Tell us about the spin there at that last what happened?
You're trying to... I was kind of hoping the 5 would get to the 88 and put the bumper to him, and I would just kind of go right there and get the win. And I really drove into 3 kind of a lot harder than I probably should have, and just trying to throttle it back up. Got to have fun with it. I mean, everybody else wants to put on a show. You might as well do it with everybody else.
Yeah, we said that you were finishing with flair there, so good job, Ryan. All right, hey, thanks for coming back in real quick.
All right, yeah, man, thank you.
All right, that's Ryan Hill. Real quick, we're going to talk to Kyle Kammer here, and Kyle, can you hear me, buddy?
10-4.
All right. that was an interesting night. Lots going on out there. You seem to be in the middle of a lot of it. You still managed to finish fourth. How did you manage that tonight?
A lot of luck there at the end, just with the 46 and the 13 getting together and collecting the 98, and just dodging that. I picked up 3 positions, I think, on that last corner. But yeah, you're right. It was a lot of ups and downs.
You just seemed to be in the thick of it every time a caution flag was coming out or one was getting ready to come out. There was an incident. We were like right on the edge of an incident happened. Your car seemed to be in the wrong place, and you somehow managed to survive it all and come up with a 4th place finish. And boy, you certainly needed it after dropping a spot in the points. And Richard Regan right up there in front of you. You're going to finish better than him tonight. And, it's a back and forth battle, I'm sure, for the whole season. But you got to walk away with just a little bit of a smile on your face, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to get a good finish and one that's going to move me up the points. I've been working a lot. I got to give a lot of thanks to Dave Washington and Andrew Freenars. Those guys have been working with me a lot on line and consistency, and it's really helping. It's really starting to pay off.
Well, it paid off for you a little bit tonight, and 4th place is nothing to go home and shame about. Congratulations. We will see you in Charlotte.
Thank you.
All right, that was Kyle Cameron. We're going to bring in Gary Sexton real quick. Tanner, going to try and get a little info from him about that last lap incident.
Yeah, I was calling Gary Sexton the Kevin Harvick of the night, the way his car was looking after the up and down night. But Gary, you're going for 4th place finish there. You're bound for 4th, and all of a sudden you got collected in an incident. Take me through your perspective on the last lap.
Man, had a little bit of time here to process it. I mean, initially I was just livid. I got in that early wreck with guys racing hard for no reason. That was frustrating. Just tried to mind my business in the back, avoid the other wrecks, come up through the field. And next thing you know, I'm looking at a 4th or 5th place finish heading into the last lap, and bringing home 16th. I got into the wall a little bit, trying to give the 46 some room. I felt like he maybe crowded me a little bit on the backstretch and didn't give me enough room. We could have just raced it out for 5th. But, we're racing hard. It's the last lap. We both were having just terrible nights. I crowded him in 1 and 2, and he's doing the same thing to me. He wants that spot. I want that spot. Can't fault really anybody, but just racing hard. And man, it's dejecting to miss a few races in the year, and then come out and just be heading into the last corner with a top 5 and bringing it home on the wrecker. So it is what it is. Overall, it was a pretty good race for us. Just that incident at the beginning, really set the tone for the night. I think if we could have just had some patience and sorted things out when we were racing for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th there, I think we would have had a different feel in the race. But it's a testament to putting in laps and working hard and never giving up. I say this all the time. Most of these times that I'm interviewing with you, I've had incidents at the beginning of the race that you just cannot give up. You never know what's going to happen, and even if it could be a bad thing. You never know. You could be in 4th and finish 16th in one corner. So overall, good night for the Dirty Air Studios Camry CCR team.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it goes to show that you are fast, and hopefully you can go get her done next week at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, because you have proven tonight that you are fast, even with a crinkled up car, for sure. But thank you, Gary, for coming to take the time to talk with us this evening, and best of luck next week.
Thanks, guys. Can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast. You guys are awesome.
Gary, thanks a lot. Good luck with the move this week, buddy.
Yeah, 10-4. I just a little shout out to my new house. I'm currently, my sim rig is in a closet, and I'm coming out of the closet next week.
Oh, breaking news here on the Global SimRacing Channel. Gary, thank you. All right, we'll see you in Charlotte, buddy. Bye-bye. All right, that was Gary Sexton, League Grand Poobah, and man in charge. So thank you, Gary, and thanks to our title sponsor, AdPro 360, an advertising agency specializing in digital and social media marketing. For more information, go to adproresults.com. Dirty Air Studios, the sponsor of tonight's race. They are an iRacing media production company. They provide top-of-the-line professional videos, graphics, pictures, and paints for all things sim racing. Visit them on Facebook. If you'll just go in there and type in Dirty Air Studios, all one word, on Facebook, you will find them, I guarantee you. Simulated Stock Car Association, we want to thank them, of course, for organizing the series with AdPro and with GSRC to broadcast it on the screen now. You can find some of the companies, the equipment and software that make these broadcasts possible. And folks, you're here. Subscribe to our wonderful YouTube page, become a subscriber, and be one of the cool people in this world that is a subscriber of Global SimRacing Channel. The iconic music that lets your ears alert your eyes. You're watching a GSRC production. Comes courtesy of Erica Colm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them, Tanner.
Yeah, the SSCA Cup Series will return in 1 week, May 3rd, for round number 8 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, NASCAR's backyard of racing. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action. We hope you will join us. Sliding across your screen now are some upcoming broadcasts, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like to know more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it all at www.globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and at Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel.
And I want to thank Andrew Payne for patiently waiting to be interviewed this evening. He is going to be our Matt Damon this evening, and unfortunately we've run out of time for him, and we'll try and catch him next time here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. But for behalf of the crew, Tanner Sharp, our director, Joe Peak, and our camera artist, Dougie Beard, oh great one, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. So until next time, we're going to go storming the castle for our old buddy Sue. So race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.